Tickler with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we save, making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I will be joined here by my brother Tim in just a little bit. But today we've got a decent card in the NHL for a Sunday. 10 games in the NHL on a Sunday. Feels like way more than usual that we usually have. And then we have 8 games, the final 8 games of the round of 32 as well. I have them all typed up. I'll let Tim pick out the ones we can talk about. I didn't know which ones we want to, but we will be talking college basketball today. I would like to talk over preferably all of them, just because I don't have plays in every game, and I kind of want to talk over market moves and things along those lines, and maybe it lands me on a winner. I like being able to talk about plays on the talk over games and really think through them on these shows. So hopefully we'll be probably going over all 8 college games as well. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. It was a down day yesterday. It could have been so much better, though. I took a shot with the first period puck line with the Minnesota Wild. They lose 1-0 in the first period. They end up losing in overtime in that game, 5-4 against the St. Louis Blues. And don't look now, St. Louis is hot. I believe they're 10-3 in their last 13 games. They're on a nice little hot streak, and maybe that's starting to point them in the right direction here. As now we see St. Louis 4 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights, so they're not out of it quite yet. Now Vegas won last night against Columbus, but St. Louis not completely dead yet. Nashville -1 pushes. More importantly, the Red Wings lose. And then also for hockey, Toronto 6-3 winner last night, +115. I told you the wrong team was favored in that game. I saw an interesting stat this morning, Tim. Austin Matthews yesterday scored his 58th goal of the year or 59th goal of the year.
58th.
It was his first empty net goal of the year.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yep. Calgary Flames 4-2 loser there. Took a shot at the +160. We'll get into that game last for the hockey breakdown. Kings -125 take care of business 4-3 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And in the marquee matchup of the day, no sweat, never in doubt, easy winner, Blackhawks money line. That game was 4-0. And then Philip Kurashev tied it at 4. So that was and then Seth Jones scored his second goal in overtime. So that was a lot of fun.
Seth Jones scored his goal in overtime, assisted by
Philip Kurashev, Connor Bedard.
Kurashev.
Okay. And then in college basketball, it was a rough day yesterday. All the favorites won yesterday.
Yes.
And a big problem with today is I think a bunch of favorites win again today. I have a couple dogs that I bet, but it makes me nervous seeing that I only like 2 dogs. At the moment. So we'll see. Michigan State, loser there, lost the +350 on the Sweet 16 prop, unfortunate. Wazoo +7, Wazoo +235, both losers there. Both overtime games did not go my direction. Granted, we were lucky to hold on to the 6.5 with Oakland, but I lost the money line there. Oregon went to double overtime. And then once they hit double overtime, they forgot what a basket was. That was absolutely heartbreaking to watch that go down. Staying up as late as it was just for them to get dominated 15-2 in double overtime.
Yikes! I'm glad I was asleep for that one.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate there. I've already moved on 5 college basketball games for today, and I mean I've got action and I think. I've got Marquette stuff as well. So 6 games I've kind of got action in. So we'll get into that in a little bit. I have not moved on any hockey yet. I plan on talking everything out on the show and moving on plays on the show. So only college basketball I've bet so far at the moment.
There you go. I'm planning out I'm getting some of my player props. I've gotten 3 of them already. That college baseball was for yesterday. I think I ended up going 4 and 3. It's a nice little profitable day there. So far for yesterday, it's slightly down day. And actually that should have been, I think, 6 or 6.5 on the site for them. That would make a big difference. I got 6, so we were down even more. Push instead of a winner there. We'll start off with having the North Texas Mean Green last night. That was not fun. Gonzaga was a nice winner. Norfolk State -9. Some of these little tournament games have been good to me. Wazoo loser. Ohio State winner. Oakland was a push because we got 6 on the site. And then Oregon, you just mentioned. I saw that they lost. I didn't realize how bad it was in double overtime. We ended up being down 0.18 units. So 3-1 down the juice. It is what it is. I will mention because I keep on staying hot, Nick. And I know this may sound like a crazy number. 18-2, my last 20 NHL player props. So definitely happy with that. I was able to get Morgan Frost. He assisted the second goal for the Flyers. I was able to get Will You Be My Neighbors? He was the first goal of the game. Easy winner there. Finally lost with Lucas Raymond. It is what it is. I'll probably be on him again next game. They got shut out. It took about 4 goals, I think, but on the 4th goal for Toronto, Austin Matthews was one of the assists, which was nice. The second goal by the New York Rangers was assisted by Adam Fox. That was nice. Nazem Kadri didn't get anything last night. Ans Kopitar, nice.
The first
winner
goal,
there.
right?
Huh?
I think he was the first goal, right? He got an
He
assist on the first one.
He was involved in something last night because he cashed. And the never-in-doubter that I mentioned, Nick, Philip Kurashev assist. He got the assist in overtime. Ended up going 6-2. I'm now 18-2. My last 20 NHL player props. Ready to jump in them for today. I already got 3 of them, I think, picked out. And I'm ready to jump into more player props. So
there you go. Head to the chat, and then we can get into some hockey. Let me get my hockey stuff set up.
Covering NBA today. No, we'll be back on NBA tomorrow. Today's another college basketball day. Morning, Tim. Morning, Nick. How are you? We're good, Brad. We're good. Let's start off with this game, Nick.
Yeah, we'll start off with Washington Capitals taking on the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets minus about 150 road favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here. We'll head to Bet Online for our line history because they usually have the earliest lines where if it'll click, that'll be cool. There we go. It opened up at wow, this is all weird. There we go. Opened up at minus 144 yesterday for Winnipeg. It's still 144 on Bet Online. Line opened up at a 5.5 minus 125. It is now a 5.5 minus 123. So we've had a move. We've had a slight move towards the under. We've had no move on the side in this game here. Let's take a look at the tickets here in this spot here where we have 2,800 tickets in, 72% of the tickets are on the Jets, and that's all I've got. Hockey on Action Network's not been great lately, but it is what it is. And looking at this spot for me, I mean, with this being a back-to-back for the Winnipeg Jets, kind of interesting to see them as road favorites, but I understand they are the better team. And the backup goaltender for Winnipeg is very, very competent with Laurent Brossoit. I have them priced around a 145 favorite in this game, the Jets. I understand why people would like the Jets in this spot. I just don't see enough of an edge to bet them. I would love to just go ahead and fade the Capitals. I mean, that's just something I would like to do, but not at this number on the road with the back-to-back situation. It just obviously, if Jets are nothing for me, it'd be a Jets -1 type of play. But I'm just going to stay off this game.
I have a player prop, and it's on the side of the Winnipeg Jets, and it's going to be an assist prop because his point prop was like -140 or something like that, but his assist was +120. Why take a goal prop for a guy that scored 8 goals this year, or a point prop for a guy that scored 8 goals this year when he has 50 assists, and that's Josh Morrissey. His assist prop is +120. He's gotten an assist in 3 out of his last 5 games. And I'll ride his hot hand here. Will give me a little bit of Josh Morrissey assist prop for the Winnipeg Jets. When are you doing NBA? Tomorrow. We're not touching the NBA until tomorrow. It's a college basketball day. So back on NBA tomorrow. I have 0 in the NBA. I looked at it briefly. And I kind of looked towards Oklahoma City, but I'm not really too interested in anything in the NBA today. We'll head to the next game in the NHL, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Colorado Avalanche and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Avalanche -260 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here in this one between Colorado and Pittsburgh. Where we have the Avalanche. They opened up as 212 favorites on BetOnline. It's up to went up to 230. Now it's all the way up to 252. Big move towards the Colorado Avalanche, which I 100% agree with in this spot. Line opened up at a 6.5 -106. It's a 6.5 at -115. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a move towards the Avalanche. We do have 10% of the tickets, but 69% of the cash is on the Pittsburgh Penguins. But I mean, 83% of the tickets are coming in on the puck line for the Avalanche. So that's where most of the action is coming in on the Avalanche. 67% of the tickets are on the under in this game as well. This is another game where I like the favorite. I just don't want to lay the number with it. Colorado, I think, should be this big of a favorite in this game. And when you look at this Avalanche team, they've been on absolute fire as of late. And this Pittsburgh Penguins team, I think, is bet against. And maybe find a way to fade the Penguins here in this spot. But actually, the Penguins have fared pretty well against the Avalanche. 3 straight wins head-to-head against the Avalanche. But the Avalanche have won 8 in a row. Their last loss was that 5-1 loss against the Nashville Predators. Since then, a 5-0 win against Chicago, 7-2 against Detroit, 2-1 against Minnie, 6-2 against Calgary, 4-3 against Vancouver, 3-2 against Edmonton, 4-3 against St. Louis, 6-1 against Columbus. They're beating up on bad teams. I don't really like puck lines, but I would look puck line or nothing here with Colorado. I think this is an absolute smash spot for the Avs in this one, and probably because I don't like laying plus or minus money on puck lines. Maybe you can get a -2 at a decent number here for Colorado. I think they smacked the crap out of the Penguins today. Maybe there's better ways of playing it rather than that. Maybe you play the double result for the Avalanche. Maybe you play a team total over for the Avalanche, but the team total over is expensive as well. So this is the favorite that I wanted to get action on. And maybe just tie Colorado in a 2-teamer or something like that. Maybe that's a good way to approach it as well. But for me in this game, I want to back Colorado in this spot. I just don't know how to with the price that they're at.
I figured out a way to back something involving Colorado. How about a player prop? And I don't know if there's a player. Well, obviously there you could say McKinnon and all of them. That is really nicely priced for me, and has gotten a point in I believe 6 straight games. Let me just confirm that. Hold on. He had a assist against Columbus, a goal against St. Louis, an assist against Edmonton, an assist against Vancouver, a goal against Calgary. He's gotten a point in 5 straight games, and it brings a tear to my eye, but Casey Middlestead to get a point. Minus 120 for Mr. Middlestead. Sorry, minus 115 for Mr. Casey Middlestead to get a point. He's gotten 1 in 5 straight games. Let's ride a little bit with my boy Casey.
There you go. I feel like McKinnon and Rantanen are worth
Yeah,
looks as
but
well, but they're expensive.
They're expensive, so I didn't bother with them.
Fair enough. Opening day this week, yes. Opening day this week. We got a lot. We're gonna go over baseball. Those are gonna be long shows. I got 2 plays for NHL I like. First period for Hurricanes and full game money line. Good luck.
I like something in the Hurricanes game.
Huh?
I like something in the Hurricanes game.
Yeah. Let's start the day with Marquette -4. I've got Marquette Sweet 16 at -130. I also played a little double result on a little same gamer for first half money line, full game money line. That game makes me nervous. I have a feeling that could be an easily game that Marquette wins but doesn't cover. But we will get into that game in a little bit. That game goes off in about an hour and a half. We will make it to that game in time before tip-off in that game there for breaking that one down. The New York Islanders are taking on the New Jersey Devils. We have the Islanders as -125 favorites in this game. Total of 6.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history here in this one, where the Islanders open up at a -118. It's up to a -125. So we've got a nice line movement here towards the New York Islanders. Line open up at a 6 at +104. It's now a 6.5 at +104. It's now a 6.5 at -101. A move towards the over, a move towards the Islanders in this spot. And we've got basically no cash flow. It's 42% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on the Islanders money line. But that's only 1,600 tickets in. So not really much to go off of in this one here. I have this game projected at Islanders around -135, -140. I see value in the Islanders here in this spot. The only thing that's going to keep me off this game, and I know I'm passing a lot in the NHL as of late, but I mean, these games just don't grade out well for me, is the Islanders. That would be my lean in this spot. But the Islanders have yet to win a back-to-back game this year. They've lost every single time on a second half of a back-to-back. Granted, that's usually Varlamov in net, but Varlamov was actually pretty good yesterday in the game against Winnipeg as they got the win. It'll be Sorokin today. Makes me nervous. It's Islanders or nothing for me. Best available line I can find is -122 on DraftKings. I would lean in that direction, but every single time I bet the Islanders, they lose, and I need them to start winning games, so I'm going to stay off here.
I got to nothing in terms of points. Nothing graded out nicely to me. All the Devils players that I was looking at were too expensive, and none of the Islander players were consistent enough for me to want to go after. So for me, complete stay away, nothing game for me in this one.
Yeah, I think if I was looking Islanders props, it's the same 3. It's Nelson, Horvat, or
which were all too expensive.
Yeah.
Back to Chenik. You do chat for the hockey section.
Yeah. Morning, guys. Thoughts on Clemson, Baylor? We will be going over college basketball. That's one of the dogs I like. Is Clemson.
Clemson.
Do you know who's playing in the NHL today? Yeah, 20 different teams. We're going over them right now, which will include the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes -190 favorites, total 6.5 in the spot. It's a pretty bad spot for both these teams scheduling wise. Let's get into it here. Where the Carolina Hurricanes opened up as -183 favorites, they're now -186. So we've had a move towards Carolina in this spot. Line opened up at a 6.5 -101. It's a 6.5 at +102 now in this game. I'm projecting Frederick Anderson and Joseph Woll in this game. I've got literally nothing for cash flow in this game. So let's take a look at my projections in this one here, where, I have the Hurricanes as favorites in this game. I have them projected around -180. So I think this line's about right when it comes to the side here. This is tricky because we have Toronto on a back-to-back, and then on the flip side, this is Carolina's 6th game in 9 days. They just played 5 and 7. Now this will be 6 and 9 for them there. So this is a really weird spot for the Hurricanes, who have just had a very condensed schedule, and they've played well through it. They lost that game in a shootout against Washington. But other than that, during this stretch of games, they won 4-0 against Florida, 5-4 against Toronto, 7-2 against Ottawa, 4-1 against the Islanders, 3-2 against the Flyers, and they lost 7-6 in a shootout. maybe you look towards Carolina. Maybe you tie Carolina with Colorado. I think that's not a bad two-teamer. But for me, this is another game. This is just a tricky slate. I mean, I think Carolina gets the job done, but am I looking to lay this type of number? Not particularly.
There's one thing I want to go after in this game, and that is a point prop for the Carolina Hurricanes by number 24, Seth Jarvis. He's gotten a point in 6 straight games and 7 out of 8. The only time that he did not get a point in the last 8 games, the Rangers shut him out 1-0. So he has been very consistent. And I want to just keep riding Seth Jarvis props because they've been cashing for me. And this one I will say I have 3 plays on my card that are a little bit juicy. This one's minus 135. I have a minus 135, 2 minus 135s, and a minus 145, which we'll go over in 2 games. But keep in mind, these are part of the round robin. So I'm okay with laying a little bit more juice when it comes to that. So I am on Seth Jarvis to record a point at minus 135.
Sure. We'll head back to the chat here. Thumbs up. Going back to college basketball, did the Houston Cougars win?
They play tonight.
Leafs over. I can see an over. Both these teams being very tired. But we'll move into the next game here where we have the Ottawa Senators and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers minus 190 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. And this feels like another one of these spots that's very similar to feels like the entire slate. I like the favorite, but how do I play it? Because they're expensive. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Edmonton and Ottawa, where we have the Oilers opened up. If this will click, that'd be cool. There we go. Opened up at a minus 184 to a 185 now. So we've had a move towards the Oilers. This line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 125. It's a 6.5 at minus 128. So we've had a move towards the over here as well. And maybe just the way to play this game is the Oilers team total over. Both these teams are on back-to-backs. We have the Oilers off of a bad loss last night. They lose 6-3 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I knew that was going to be a little bit of a rough spot for them because they were just coming West Coast to East Coast. And I think this is an Oilers smash spot here. And I think this is a first period puck line, full game, -1 line type of game for the Edmonton Oilers for me. Even though they don't grade out with crazy value, I think this is a smash spot for them to take advantage of a bad Senators team on a back-to-back. And maybe you go Edmonton, Colorado, 2-teamer. I think that's not a bad look either. But I think this is a double up spot for me on the Edmonton Oilers. First period puck line, full game, -1. And look for them to smash and grab here with the Ottawa Senators. And I think I want to move on that. I want to take a look at what those lines are. First period, -0.5, +145 on DraftKings. I will grab some of that, and I'm going to do the -1 line as well. And I will calculate and bet that as Tim is breaking down this game. So I'm going to move on the Oilers here. I'm going to double up on them first period, full game. It's +145 for the first period puck line. There we go. But yeah.
McDavid was close to being a play. In terms of a power play point, it was my number 9 play. It was the one that just didn't make the card for me. I don't like to go too crazy with my props because I want to be able to just look, know what I got, know whether or not it hit, and move on. I almost bet McDavid power play point or Draisaitl power play point. Either one of them would have been fine. because both of them have been, obviously they're the best players in hockey right now. So, or some of the top 5 players in hockey right now. So it's not a bad option to always go towards them. But for me, I chose not to touch anything in this game, Nick.
Fair. Head to the chat. I'm trying to punch in these names.
Thank you, Tim. Tim, it is going to be opening day for next Thursday. Yes, opening day is Thursday. Supness, what's up? Oilers and Stars in regulation. I don't hate that option. Let's go to this game, Nick, and I actually have a play for this one.
Yeah. And this is going to be on ESPN Bet. All right. I was just figuring out where I was going to bet this -1 line. All right. The Philadelphia Flyers are hosting the Florida Panthers in this one here. Panthers -160 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, we have this game opened up with the Florida Panthers as -160 favorites. It's down to a 153. So we've had a movement towards these Flyers in this spot. And then we have the line open up at a 6.5, and then it went down to a 6, and it's continued to move towards the under, towards that 6. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, we have 62% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the over, yet this line's moving towards the under, which is kind of interesting there. 81% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on the Panthers, and the line moving towards the Flyers in this one. Kind of interesting there. I have Felix Sandstrom and Anthony Stolarz as your projected goaltenders for this one here. Sandstrom, very limited numbers, not been very good this year. It's Panthers or nothing, but they went into overtime last night. Flyers are off of a win yesterday too. Both these teams on a back-to-back. Kind of a tricky spot. Panthers -1 or nothing for me, which is then going to end up being nothing in this spot. So just a simple pass here.
I have a player prop. And this one's my juiciest. -145. I normally don't lay that type of juice. But Travis Konechny has gotten a point in 5 out of his last 6 games. One game he didn't score a point. It was a 4-3 win versus Toronto. But he's been very consistent in terms of getting points. And he's the top point person for the Philadelphia Flyers this year. Yes, it's a little bit of juice, but I have Travis Konechny -145 for a point tonight for the Flyers. Yeah. And Denny likes Florida. For me, it would have to be a puck line, but that's just me. Let's keep on going here, Nick. I have a player prop in this game too.
Yeah, we have the Dallas Stars and the Arizona Coyotes in this one here. Stars -200 favorites, total of 6 in this one. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, where it opened up with Dallas as a -197. It's now a 202 for Dallas. So we've had a 5-cent line movement towards the Stars in this game. Line opened up at a 6 at -123. We're seeing 6.5s pop up now. So probably shop around because I'm going to move on this over. On this one, we have no cash flow on this over. 83% of the tickets are on the Stars. The lines move towards the Stars in this game. I have this game projected at around a 6.65, so I'm seeing value on this over. And I'm going to shop around and find a 6. I also kind of like Dallas in this game here. At least Dallas team total over, which usually the best available line for that's on DraftKings for team totals. I've noticed DraftKings has been very good with that. So I'm going to be on the Stars. I have to check the what do you call it line for it, but I'm most likely going to add the team total over for the Dallas Stars if it's a 3.5 at a reasonable number, and then team total or then the full game over as well.
I have another player prop for this one, and it's on Dallas. And it's a -120 point prop, which I thought was pretty nice for a player that has gotten a point in 5 straight games in 9 out of his last 10. And that is Jamie Benn. He has been red hot as of late. The only time that he didn't score or didn't register on the scorecard was March 9th against LA. They won 4-1. He did not get anything that game. Other than that, 2 goals against Pittsburgh, a goal against Arizona, a goal against the Kings, an assist against New Jersey, an assist against Florida, nothing against LA, a goal and an assist against Anaheim, and 3 assists and a goal against San Jose in that 7-6 game. 1 assist in the shootout game against San Jose, and an assist against Winnipeg. So he has been on fire as of late, and his point prop today was -120. Yeah, I jumped on it. Give me Jamie Benn point -120 in this one.
Fair. I'm doubling up on this over. I'm on Dallas team total over 3.5 -130, full game over 6 -130 as well.
Right
Both
on.
those odds available on DraftKings.
Sounds good. Real Deal saying sup. What's up, Real Deal? Let's keep on rolling, Nick. We got 3 more hockey games to talk about.
Yeah, this one I'm kind of interested in the play here. I am. And this gross, but we'll get into it. The line opened up at a 230. It's down to a 214. So we've had a move towards these Ducks in this one. We have this line opened up at a 6.5 -115. It's a 6.5 and -110. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Ducks in this game here, which I kind of agree with the Ducks move here. We have 67% of the tickets are on the puck line for the Lightning, and that's all the information I have here. And this is purely a situational spot here for me. Now, the ultimate question for me is whether or not the Ducks are a team that can take advantage of a terrible situation, because that's exactly what the Tampa Bay Lightning are in for this game. Because when you look at what the Lightning are dealing with this game, for starters, it's a second half of a back-to-back. It's a third game in 4 days. They played on the 21st in San Jose, the 23rd last night in LA, and now they're in Anaheim. They're finishing up the California road trip. This is the last game of a road trip. They head home after this game for a 3-game homestand against the Boston Bruins, the New York Islanders, and the Detroit Red Wings. So a big homestand coming up for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they got Johansson in net. And the ultimate question is, are the Ducks a team that can take advantage of this? And I think that is a huge question mark for this game. I'm going to take a shot with them here. However, I'm not going to take them full game. I'm just going to go with the first period here in the spot with the Anaheim Ducks. I'm going to ask them to play 20 minutes of hockey for me, because I can see this as a game where they're down, or the Lightning are down at the end of the first period, but then win the full game. I can get +150 here on ESPN Bet for the first period money line with the Anaheim Ducks. I'm going to take a shot with Anaheim here. +150 first period money line in this game.
This is one that I normally don't do stuff like this, but I took over 1.5 points at even money. And by saying that, you probably should already know who I'm going to end up betting.
Kucherov?
Nikita Kucherov. He has been as consistent can be. He's gotten 2+ points in 4 out of his last 5 games. He got 1 point last game, but 4 against San Jose, 4 against Vegas, 2 against Florida, 5 against the Rangers. Against an Anaheim team, I think he gets at least 2 points tonight. And the big thing is, maybe I probably should have looked towards that instead. I have a feeling that was expensive too, though. Let me just check that line. Obviously, I already bet all these, so there's no going back now. Making a play that I probably should have changed, but let's pull it up. No, never mind. It's fine. Because a point prop for him, they only were offering me over 1.5 at even money. An assist is -215. A power play point for him is -110. I could have done that. I got over 1.5 points at even money for Nikita Kucherov, who I believe leads the league in points. If not, he's definitely close. Points. Nikita Kucherov, 123 points. Nathan McKinnon, 119. Connor McDavid, 115. And then
It's called the race.
And then David Pastrnak and Arturi Panarin both at 99. So there you go. And in terms of assists, Nikita Kucherov is second in assists behind Nick, who's leading the league in assists. McDavid. So there you go. But I'm on Nikita Kucherov tonight.
Like it.
Sup, Earls? What's up? Almighty Ducks, Morning, Abs, Puck Line, and Nathan.
Yeah, good luck with your Kucherov. He can do that all after the first period.
Whatever works, as long as he gets the points. I got another player prop in this game though.
I kind of like this game as well. We had the Montreal Canadiens and the Seattle Kraken. With the Kraken at minus 160 home favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. This line opened up on Bet Online at a minus 171. It has moved to a 153. So we've had a move towards Montreal in this game, which I 100% agree with. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 106. It's a 5.5 now at minus 115. We have 50-50 split on the tickets, and the line moving heavily towards the Habs in this game here. Taking a look at my projections in this game, where I have this spot here. Actually, now looking at my projections a little bit, I think this number is about right. I thought that 170 number was kind of high. At minus 150, it makes a little bit more sense. I do not want to lay a number with the Kraken right now. This is lay habitones or nothing. If you're looking at betting the side in this game, I think that's pretty simple to say. But can you trust Montreal? They're the king of 1-goal losses. Maybe you look for Montreal first period here in this spot. But for me, it's Montreal or nothing. I wanted to move on the Canadiens, but no play in this game for me.
I have another play. And this one's on the side of the Seattle Kraken. And he's gotten a point in 4 out of his last 6 games. 6 out of his last 9. And he's minus 110 to score a point. He did not get one last game, unfortunately. But Oliver Bjorkstrand will be on my card today. I'm going to be jumping on that. I'm on, Bjorkstrand, anytime point, and it's minus 110 for me today.
There you
go. Back to the chat, Nick. I'm quickly going and grabbing some college baseball plays.
There you go. Morning untouchable. Blues money line and plus 375 live, never in doubt. There you go. They've now won 10 of their last 13. They're alive again. The Blues are alive again. NCAAB women better than men? Hell no. Hell no. Not being disrespectful, but hell no. That's no.
Okay.
No, exactly. Also cash that tennis bet. There you go. Masters Miami, screw my parlays. Capitals money line, Avs puck line in the under. I'm close to moving on the Avalanche puck line. I think I am. Sabalenka lost 2.
Who?
Yeah, Oakland got hosed and Oregon choked. Yeah, that was rough to end the night there. Fritz and Sabalenka kill my parlay. Fair. Tim, I am shocked you don't have McKinnon prop. No way he is not having a great game with his 33-game home point streak on the line against Sid. Did you look at his shots on goal prop?
Hold on. Oh, his shot on goal? No, I don't look at shot on goal props. And I did look at Kucherov. Sorry, not Kucherov. McKinnon. On the Avalanche, except for one tiny problem. I know I'm putting them on a round robin, but I am not laying. Where's his number? Minus 130 for him to get 2 points. No. I took Casey Middlestead, who's gotten a point in 6 straight games or 5 straight games, whichever one it was, to get a point today. So there you go. That's what I did.
Yeah. Island Boys woke up yesterday. Had a great day yesterday. That was very nice to see. They finally woke up there. You guys going to the Canes game? No.
No.
Wild stop. Home streak ends. Goal streak. Well, it's not a goal streak. It's a point streak for McKinnon. But yeah. But we'll move on. Last game of the slate here in the NHL. Then we will move into college hoops, some March Madness action there. We have the Buffalo Sabres and the Calgary Flames, minus 120 for the Sabres, total of 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where it opened up with the Buffalo Sabres minus 106. It's up to a minus 111 now in this one. And then the total opened up as 6 at minus 125. We're looking at a 6 at minus 121 now. So we have a move towards the under, and we have a move towards Buffalo in this spot. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 40% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on Buffalo, 2,300 tickets in. So not really much of a sample size to work with. So we're going to take that with a grain of salt. The Calgary Flames coming in on a second half of a back-to-back. But I thought they should have been at least slight favorites in this game against Buffalo. And it's fine. I'm tempted to go back to the Flames here today. It's going to be Dustin Wolf versus Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, two of the probably the better young goaltenders in hockey. When we're looking at it here, the Flames have lost now back-to-back games. They lost 4-2 last night against Vancouver. That was in Vancouver, but going from British Columbia to Alberta is not that far of a travel as they came back from there. Buffalo, this will be their 5th game of the road trip. They've lost 3 of the first 4 games in the road trip, and this is the last game of their West Coast road trip. A Buffalo team that maybe just looking to get home. Their season's kind of over, and they've already had a bad road trip. I'm kind of interested in Calgary in this game. And I think I'm going to move on Calgary in this game. The Flames are a tricky team for me, but this is more of this is a bad spot for the Buffalo Sabres type of thing. And it's not me fading. Yeah. And when you look at the advanced metrics that the Buffalo Sabres have put up, they've been terrible on this road trip. Edmonton, 4.64 expected goals against, 1.574. Vancouver, 6.78 expected goals against, 1.64. Seattle, the game they won, 4.12 expected goals against, 1.864. Detroit, 3.58 expected goals against, 2.884. They've lost the expected goal battle badly in 4 straight games. And this tells me Buffalo is a bet against team for me. And on DraftKings, I can get minus 102. I'm going to go back to the Flames here in this spot.
I don't care who wins at this point. The Sabres they're dead already this season.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing that's been consistent over this road trip, Tage Thompson's got a point in every single game of this road trip. 1 point against Detroit, 2 points against Seattle, a point against Vancouver, a point against Edmonton, and I'm taking him for a point today to round out my player props, my round robin of player props. So Tage Thompson, it's a minus 135 to end it out for Tage Thompson to get a point tonight, which rounding out hockey, Morrissey assists plus 120, Middlestad point minus 115, Jarvis point minus 135, Travis Konechny point minus 145, Jamie Benn point minus 120, Nikita Kucherov over 1.5 points, even money, Oliver Bjorkstrand point minus 110, and Tage Thompson point minus 135. Those are my 8 player props for today. They are all in a round robin of 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s, and I did straight bet them in general. So I have some money invested in my player props that I'm currently 18-2 in my last 20. But Nick, that you can go back to the chat, and then we'll hop into some college basketball.
Yeah. Let's see how much. Where do you leave off?
Are we going to the goal streak? This?
Yeah. Okay. Fritz is overrated. No athleticism. I have no idea who that is, but okay. Let's take a look here. Sabres. No. Sabres suck. Yes. Sabres money line. Sabres money line. Hope you get nice odds. Flames stay a game away. Flames game a stay away from me. Perhaps a draw. Yeah, tie or draw. Yeah. Sabres and Reg. No. Running back with GCU and JMU, we along with Utah State. I'm against two of those. There, we'll get into those.
I'm on JMU and Utah State.
I'm against JMU and Utah State. Sabres money line for occupancy. Good luck. I'm against you there. Florida puck line. I can see Florida puck line. Buffalo needs to win this one. Buffalo is done. Tim, great choice. A good choice with Middlestad. He's been terrific. He's been setting up and scoring huge clutch goals in big moments.
Yes, he has.
They've had big moments, the Avalanche. I feel like they've been just blowing out everybody. Sabres coming off playing two potential cup winners. Fair. What Mitz does. Yeah. Handsome looking host here this morning. Appreciate it. Did anyone have a play in Capitals, Jets? It'd be Jets or nothing for me, but it's a pass.
Yes. Morrissey assist plus 120.
There you go. Morrissey assist at plus 120. I should be on the panel. Yeah. I'm looking for a first period under if it's Lindgren for the Caps, not taking any unders with Kemper. Lindgren has been confirmed, by the way, for that game. Avs finally get their 2C. Good news for next Avs futures. I love the Avalanche right now. I think, looking at it right now, I think the Avalanche look better than my Panthers future. But it is some March Madness time here, and this game kicks off in about an hour. Tips off, my bad, in about an hour, as we have the Marquette Golden Eagles and the Colorado Buffaloes in this spot here. The Golden Eagles 4-point favorites in this game with a total of 151 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. The line did worry me a little bit with this Marquette team. I am very high on Marquette coming into this tournament. And actually, this line opened up yesterday. Nope, the 22nd, 2 days ago, with the Marquette Golden Eagles as 2.5-point favorites. We're up to a 4.5 now. So this line's moved up 2 points and actually makes me feel a lot more comfortable with Marquette in this game. Line opened up at a 146.5. It's up to a 150. So we've had to move towards the over here in this game as well. Let's shift over from hockey to college basketball for the markets here in this game, where we have, there we go, all markets. We have 39% of the tickets and 69% of the cash is on Marquette, and the line moving towards Marquette. I love Marquette now. Okay. I feel a lot better about Marquette here in this game. And we have 71% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over. The line's been just going way towards the over here in this spot. I kind of agree with this move towards the over here as well. Colorado has been good. This is also, keep in mind, Colorado, this will be their, third game in 5 days? Because they played in the first 4 as well. So this could be a little bit more fatigue for them coming into this game. But we have Colorado coming in. They won back-to-back games. This was in the first 4 against Boise State, 60-53. We cashed with them there. Cashed with Colorado against Florida. So I've hit on Colorado both games this year, and both games this tournament. And Marquette, they took care of business. They covered as 14.5, 15-point favorites. Looked very hairy there. They were down 7 at halftime against Western Kentucky in this spot here. But the more and more I look at it, this looks like a smash and grab with Marquette. With the market moving the way it is, a third game in 5 days for Colorado. Fatigue can kick in here. Early start time. I look for Marquette to run them out of the building in this one. And I know we had a bunch of favorites yesterday, but I think we're going to start it off with the favorite today. I'm already on Marquette Sweet 16, so it's whether or not I want to add more to my action, and I kind of do. And I know I probably missed my line with Marquette. They're now at a 4.5 on some places. And I think that will be enough probably to keep me off this game. I have Marquette tied into a couple two-teamers boosted and things along those lines. So I like Marquette in this game. I would play them at the 4.5 number here.
I'm against you. I took Colorado early in this one, just for an early play today. I like this Colorado. They came out. Obviously, a lot of teams can look good against Florida's defense, but they came out, took care of business against Florida, even though it got to be a lot closer. I was on Florida in that game. That kind of sucked. But I think this is a bare minimum a one possession game. Maybe even an overtime game for this one. But I see this one as just a really entertaining game. I know you mentioned yesterday how you thought the UNC Michigan State game was a little bit close. I kind of see that here. I think that the line,
now looking back at it though,
a 2 versus 10, it's a 4-point spread.
Yeah, and then looking at the way the market moved though, that's one thing I didn't take into account. The line moved very similarly in that North Carolina game than it has in this Marquette game now. So that's one thing that I'm worried about, that I didn't take into account yesterday with the UNC game. The markets moved in UNC's favor, which when you're a small team like that, yeah. So this line moving to Marquette makes me more comfortable with Marquette in this one.
I am on Colorado early today, so I got them +4. Part of my bets today. I want to say it was 4.
I also have Marquette as a national championship team. Like I think they're.
I understand that. That's fine. Let me make sure I got the correct line that I'm giving you guys. I got a 5. Sorry, I got a 5.
You got a 5? That's a 5 now?
No, I bet it last night. I got a 5 last night.
Where?
DraftKings. I got a 5 at -112 last night.
Whoa. Let me take a look at the line history of the DraftKings. Yeah, you got the absolute pinnacle of the line there because that was available for 2.5 hours from 2 a.m. to 4:26.
Well, that's
you
weird.
went in at 3 a.m.?
No.
I don't see where it was a 5 other than that.
Sorry, I did bet it at 3:40 a.m. this morning.
There you go.
That's right.
You got the absolute pinnacle of the line. There was a little bit of buyback.
That's right. My round robin I got at 5. What did I get Colorado last night at? Colorado. I got 4 last night at 10-17. I got 4, and then my round robins I got 5. I don't think it matters. They went out right.
Fair. I don't. Yeah.
Back to the chat real quick. I'm posting the card up to the member only. So anybody who is part of the member only, you guys are about to get the entire college basketball card. I do apologize because Cleveland State has already started.
There you go. Kemper is good. Capture good, guys. Fair. Colorado are making the finals. The Avalanche, Avalanche, yes. Took Colorado +5.
No, he means the Buffaloes.
No, the Buffaloes are not. Yay, good job. +5 or more is a good pick. Colorado are playing awesome. Looking at Colorado Buffs +8 plus Colorado Avalanche money line and even money. Fair.
That's not a bad option. No, hold on. You're getting 4.5 points of value there on the Buffs, and then you're just adding Colorado. That's a nice play, actually. I like that.
Yeah. Marquette ATS, when favored, shows they take care of business. They're built for this. I think so as well. That's why I love this Marquette team. And if Marquette wins, I think it's an absolute smash spot against NC State. But I've been saying other games are smash spots against NC State. But hola, what's good, Markel? Thought the show was over. Damn, gonna go back and rewatch when it's over. Well, let's get this. Good luck today. Good luck, everybody, and thank you for the show. Not a problem. Can I bet the Canadians money line or doing too much? First glance, I was leaning Canadians in that spot. I didn't pull the trigger on it, but it's Habs or nothing for me in that game. Opinions on the over with Colorado, over with Texas A&M, over with Alabama, and under with Pacers and Lakers midseason tournament with playoff seeding implications. I kind of do lean over in this Colorado game. I think the line's moved maybe a little too much for me to want to get an over with Colorado here. Over in A&M, we'll go over that one. And over with Alabama. I mean, I won't talk you off of an over in Alabama in that game. And I didn't even look at the NBA. Yeah. 19-35, 10 seeds versus 2 seeds. I don't know what Marquette with Kolek is back is a better team, a different team. Yeah, Marquette's one of the best teams in the nation. They are one of the best teams in the nation. So I really like.
I'm not saying that they're not.
When is opening day? Thursday. You mentioned this earlier in the show. Agreed 100%. All of this time capping in the same channels as you guys. I didn't know you had the show. This is awesome stuff. Appreciate you boys. Put out is top tier. Grazie. Appreciate it, Perky. But we'll move to the next game here, which I'm starting my day off with 2 chalk plays. And we'll get into this one here. We have the Purdue Boilermakers taking on the Utah State Aggies in this one here. If this will click, that'd be cool. This line opened up at a 10.5. It's up to a 12. So we've had a line movement towards the Boilermakers in this one here. Line opened up at a 148.5. It's up to a 149.5 here in this spot. So we've had a move towards the over, and we've had a move towards the Boilermakers here in this one. 60% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the Boilermakers, 43,933 tickets in. We have a decent sample size with these games. It's actually nice to have a market for these games, which is fun. 84% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the over, the line moving towards the over. So all that checks out there. And looking at the spot here, this is a Purdue runs them over type of game. And I know I'm starting off the day with 2 chalk plays, but I got 11 with Purdue. I laid the points in this one here, and I would lean towards laying the points in the first half with them as well. I faded them first half with Grambling State last game. I was on Utah State last game. I liked Utah State a lot last game. Not as much when they were 2.5 points, but when that got up to a 4, I had to bet them against TCU. I don't understand why they were that big of dogs against TCU. The thing is, I'm not high on the Mountain West, and you'll know that by the play I have in the last game of the night as well with the Aztecs there. But there's a little spoiler for the end. But I'm not high on the Mountain West. This is a conference that struggles in tournament time. We faded Boise State. I think the only ones we've backed is Utah State. And I UAB covered against the Aztecs, which I think was the only other Mountain West team to win in the first round. Colorado State got blown out against Texas. This is a Mountain West conference that everybody loved heading into the tournament. That everybody thought they were underseeded. They were seeded this way for a reason. And when Purdue takes care of business here against the Utah State Aggies, we'll understand as well. Minus 11 here for me with the Purdue Boilermakers in this spot. I think this is another smash and grab spot, personally.
I think we saw all favorites yesterday. I think we're going to see a bunch of dogs today. And me personally, I grabbed Utah State. So we're against each other to start the day. It is what it is, Nick. And that's fine. I'm all right with disagreeing. Let me pull up exactly what I got. I got plus 11.5 on my round robin. And in terms of betting them straight, I got 11.5 as well. I also, separately from pre-tournament, have Utah State to make the Sweet 16 at plus 775.
That's a great bet. That's still a great bet.
Will it hit? Probably not. I just see this game as a single-digit game. Utah State, I believe, keeps it close enough in order to keep this one within single digits. If you grabbed, I'm getting a boosted money line today with that Sweet 16 prop. It is what it is. I like Utah State today, so we're separate on the first 2 games of the day, and I think that's going to end up transferring into the next one too.
Yes, it will. Back to the chat.
When the Twins bet both sides, the books win and the family loses units. It is what it is. Most of the time, I've been on the better side. So, in the bracket so far, yeah, I feel like I've been on when we go against each other. I've been
Dayton.
You got Dayton. You got Duke.
Yep.
I had UNC yesterday was a winner for me.
I feel like I've had a pretty decent bracket so far. Like, pretty decent tournament so far.
Who else did we fade each other on? I know you were okay. You had Colorado against Florida. I was on JMU over your Wisconsin. And then I believe there was one on Thursday or something. I think we've been pretty close, but I remember I had a couple of them on you. Yeah, that Nevada game, whatever. I was just kind of looking through. Yeah, I guess not really anything crazy. They're about even. I'm gonna just go wait because I know some point will I bet -2 when Rado goes up like 4-0. That's not a bad option. But any parts of the Houston Cougars for college? Yes, I'll be on there for.
We will be getting into that game in a little bit.
As Markel says, first half, yes. You guys see Dogs went 0-8 yesterday. Crazy outcome. Yeah, ready for the books to make their money back today? 8th straight profitable day yesterday, up 0.74, sitting out today due to a losing day. Due for a losing day. Nah, keep betting, dude. Come on. Utah State, yes. JMU, yes. Tim, right now, FanDuel, Avs money line, and McKinnon 4+ shots on goal -105. I'm going to stick with my Middlestead. I have not bet any sides or totals for the NHL, and I'm fine with that. I've been rocking and rolling with my player props. I'm going to stick with those. Mel, that's a great prop, though. I hope you hit it. I'm personally not going to bet it because the moment I start betting sides again, they're going to fall apart.
Let's get into it here. We have the Battle of the Dukes. The James Madison Dukes and the Duke Blue Devils. The Blue Devils, 7-point favorites, total of 148 in this game. This line opened up at an 8. It is down to a 7. So we've had a 1-point line movement towards the James Madison Dukes, which for those Dukes backers, that is a good sign when you look at what the market is, which we'll get into in just a second. Line opened up at a 150.5. It's down to a 148.5. So we've had a move towards the under here as well. 78% of the tickets are on the under here. We do have 53,804 tickets in, with 85% of the tickets and 76% of the cash on the James Madison Dukes. This is the most public underdog of the day. And one thing that if you are on JMU that I can say is a good sign for you is the line has at least moved a point, which I think will be very irrelevant when Duke wins this game by 15+. But I'm on the Blue Devils here in this game at -7, and I was looking at the Blue Devils first half at -3.5 or 4 as well. This James Madison team, they've been good this year, but can they keep it going? Wisconsin just couldn't get anything going last game. Duke is a different animal. Duke is one of those teams that not many people are talking about for this tournament, which I see value on them. I backed them against Vermont. I'm going to lay the points with them here, and I think they're very live to beat Houston outright if they win this game and move on to play Houston. I'm kind of getting higher on Duke here for this tournament. I think they can make some noise here, and I don't think JMU is anything to be worried about if you're the Duke Blue Devils. I think this is a 10+ point win. And how often do we see a Duke game where they're only getting 15% of the tickets? How often are they the contrarian side? And for me, I'll take a shot here with the Duke Blue Devils at -7.
All right, good luck. I have James Madison Sweet 16 at 700. So I'm going to continue to ride them. I'm on JMU plus the points. Let's see the difference in betting them at 10 o'clock compared to 3 a.m. The 3 a.m. round robin number was 7. The straight bet number was 7.5. So I got a better number on my straight bet, which is totally fine. I'd rather have a better number there, because that one's at least the consistent number that I know I'm going to get. I'm on JMU. I hope they went outright. A, I hate Duke, but B, I have James Madison to make Sweet 16 anyway. from Earle from pre-tournament. I also thought Vermont was going to beat Duke, so we'll see how that goes. I'm on JMU in this one, Nick. And yes, it's a public dog, but they were a public last game too.
Yeah, they were. Then that's the one thing you can tip your hat on for James Madison is at least the market's showing a little bit of concern moving the line from 8 to 7.
Yep.
And they were public last game and they came through as well. So there's a couple things you can tip your hat on there.
JMU +7. By the way, I wouldn't, even though I have technically one favorite bet today, I wouldn't be surprised if all 8 dogs covered. Just
covered.
At least covered. And then like 5 of them went outright. I wouldn't be surprised if today is a heavy, heavy dog day. So,
and it very well could be. The problem is we have 3 number 1 seeds playing, which I don't see losing. But finally, we get into a dog pick for me here, Tim. We have the Baylor Bears and the Clemson Tigers. The Bears are 5-point favorites in this game. I lied. That's not a 5. That was a 5 this morning, and it's come down. We have this game opened up. If this will click here. There we go. Line opened up at a 4.5. It got up to a 5. A 5.5 at one point, and it's now a 4. So we've had a half-point line movement here towards the Clemson Tigers. Line opened up at a 145.5. It's down to a 145. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the under. We've had a half-point line movement towards Clemson. We have 42,838 tickets in, and 69% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is on Baylor, and the lines move towards Clemson. And then we have 35% of the tickets and 69% of the cash on the under. The line has moved towards said under. I think this under is kind of sharp as well when we look at this game. But looking at this game for me, I'm not really messing with totals. I understand that totals are not something that I generally jump in with. Granted, maybe I'm going to be jumping on a total in the next game we talk about. But I like the Clemson Tigers for an outright win here in this one at +5 and +170. I think I got 4.5 last night. In this game, it's down to a 4 on a lot of books. Shop around, you probably find a better number. But I'm on Clemson here outright. This is my doggy.
I got 4.5 last night. I got 4.5 this morning. So, I'm on Clemson. And if anybody, I know once again, and we've seen this through the first 3 days of the tournament, Nick. Somebody at work comes up to me and goes, "What's your favorite play of the day?" Day 1, I gave him Wazoo. Day 2, I gave him Clemson. Yesterday, I gave him North Carolina. Today, I said, let's go back to Clemson. Clemson's my favorite play of the college basketball card today. Personally, I have them making the Elite Eight. I'm super high on this Clemson team. I think they're able to match this Baylor team, at least keep it 3 possessions. At least keep it a single possession game. And I think there's a good chance they win outright today. So Clemson, Tigers to the Sweet 16 for me, Nick.
There you go. Back to the chat.
No chat. Let's keep rolling.
No chat. All right. Let's move on here. This one's an interesting one. I have not moved on this game. I have not. We have the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Grand Canyon Antelopes in this one here. 2 teams that I bet against in the first round. I was on Charleston. I was on St. Mary's. This line opened up at a 6. It's still a 6. This line opened up at a 172. It's down to a 170. So we've actually had a move towards the under 2 points into this game, where we have 68% of the tickets, 66% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the over in this one here. 54% of the tickets and 59% of the cash coming in on the Lopes, and the line's not moved at all here in this one. This is a tricky game for me. This is not a game I'm getting involved with. I don't even know where to start in this game. I guess I would lean Lopes just because I don't trust Alabama laying a number. Maybe you look towards an Alabama team total over. If you like Bama, if they're going to cover this number, they're going to drop 85, 90 plus. So if you like Bama, you look towards a team total over. And maybe that's the way to go in this game. It's just a Bama team total over. But for me, it's a stay off spot for me. The market's kind of telling me this could be a little bit lower of a scoring game. But with that being said, I'm staying off this game completely.
That's fair. I'm on the over. And as I explained in a Ballin' Out video, in a free pick video, and my TikTok on my YouTube short, it's Alabama. Number 1 offense, number 353 in defense. So this is just a strict fade of Alabama and what they've been doing. And what they've been doing is playing no defense. Honestly, would I be surprised if Grand Canyon went and won this game outright and scored 97 points on them? No. We just saw College of Charleston, who I don't think is that good of a team. Obviously, they made it out of the Colonial, so they are a small team, conference team. Scored 96 points against them. 96. And the Antelopes are definitely a better version of Alabama. A better version of CFC. I see Grand Canyon putting some points up today. What were they doing in terms of points this year? They were 79.5 points per game in terms of scoring, and then they only are allowing 66.5. But keep in mind, they are playing in the WAC, which is not a good conference. I believe that's the same conference as St. Mary's. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Sorry.
It's the same conference as like Seattle.
Yeah, sorry, Seattle. Who won the conference? Who won the WAC this year?
St. Mary's.
Then why did you say no? I said it's the same conference as St. Mary's. You said no.
No, they play in the WCC. The WAC is the Western Athletic Conference, which is St. Mary's and Gonzaga and San Francisco. The West Coast Conference is Grand Canyon, Seattle, that conference.
Oh, and I'm pulling this up. I'm pulling up to see.
You got the conferences mixed up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm correcting myself. So it is what it is. Hold on. West Coast Conference, WAC. Western Athletic. Yeah, Grand Canyon did win that conference, and the next best team was Tarleton State. Yeah. So keep in mind that's why their defensive numbers, they're going to allow points today. Give me the over.
There you go.
I love Costco. Me too. Where did this come up from? Oh, my work. Okay, yeah. Any college baseball leans for today? I like Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Dalbat. My I put East Carolina. Minus 175, part of a round robin. I'm on Texas State, NC State, Georgia, Clemson, South Carolina, ECU, LSU, and Ole Miss. So no, I'm against Tennessee today. And I did not bet Virginia Tech. I did not bet the Virginia game, and I did not bet the Dalbat game, although it is a lean towards Dalbat. Alabama on the spread. Do you like the over in Grand Canyon? Yes. I like Tarleton State in the other tournament tomorrow. Yes, against IPFW. I cannot stand that stupid team. I know there are little wagons in the beginning of the year. You thought they were going to be so good. No. No. Tarleton State tomorrow for sure.
All right, we'll head to the next game here where we have the Connecticut Huskies taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. We have the Huskies 13.5, 14-point favorites in this game with a total of 136. This line opened up at a 13. It's up to a 13.5. It did get up to a 14 at one point. So we've kind of hung around this area. Line opened up at a 135.5. It's up to a 136. So we've had a line move towards the over here as well, with 50% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the under. Yet the list line's moving towards the over. Kind of makes me interested in an over in this game. The 53% of the tickets, 53% of the cash is on Connecticut. The line's moving towards them there. This is a Connecticut smash. This is the best team in the nation. And I really, with Auburn going down, I see no resistance for UConn until the Final Four now, which sucks because
I think Iowa State could put up a little bit of a fight.
I think the Illini could put up more of a fight than Iowa State can.
I think you might be right.
I think the Illini take care of business against Iowa State, but I've faded Iowa State every game. But looking at this game for me, I'm kind of interested in maybe a UConn team total over as well. I've already laid 13.5 with them. And you can get a UConn team total here at 74.5, 75.5 is where I'm seeing. So I think a UConn team total over is worth a look as well. But I'm just going to lay the 13.5 and move on with this game. I think this is another blowout game. And UConn Yale could be an interesting matchup for the Sweet 16.
Oh dear God. Yeah, no, I'm on UConn smash spot here. This is the only favorite that I bet today. Minus what we'll talk about in the next game. I don't count that as actually betting the favorite on the spread or betting the favorite in general because I took a team total or whatever. I'm on Kentucky. I will say if you're looking at a total in this game, if you like UConn, you like the over. Because if UConn's going to win and cover, they're scoring a 90 spot today. If you like the under, it's because this is or if you like Northwestern, you like the under because this is going to be like a 66-60 game down the stretch.
They're going to muck it up down the stretch, yeah.
And a muck it up, barely get under. That's just a very low total. I like UConn in this one minus the 14. Not touching the total, but yeah. Are you looking at NIT and CBI San Diego today? I have been looking at the NIT and CBI. NIT today, I'm on the over in Wake Forest. CBI today, I am on Cleveland State. That's going on right now, and I'm on Montana. I don't have anything for the CIT. Because I know UC San Diego is playing Chicago State in the CIT. Which, yikes. That's going to be a blowout. But I don't have any lines on that. So, yeah. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah. We have the Texas A&M Aggies and the Houston Cougars in this one here. Cougars minus 9.5, total of 134.5 in this game. Game I have not moved on in this one here. This line opened up with A&M as 10.5 point dogs. It's down to a 9 now. So we've had a move towards the Aggies in this spot, kind of telling me maybe they're the live team to beat a 1 seed today. Line opened up at a 132.5. It's a 134.5 in this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one here, we are seeing decent sized bets on the Aggies. 63% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on Texas A&M in this game. Makes me think they're kind of live. And then we have 65% of the tickets and 58% of the cash is on the over in this game. I'm gonna stay off this spot. This makes me nervous. If you're looking to back Houston. So this could be one of those tricky spots where Houston wins, but A&M covers. I could see it very well being like that. But this is one that I'm just going to stay off of. I have Houston, a couple 2-teamers or parlays, BS boosts and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not touching this game.
I'm not asking much from Houston. 34 points in the first half. I took Houston's first half team total over 33.5. We see this in the Houston games. They get out to a big lead early on, and then they coast after that. And I think they put their foot down tonight. And I think we see that from both 1 seeds in the late games. Now, obviously, I'm against Purdue. I see UConn and Houston watching today's games going, wow, we just saw Marquette lose to Colorado. Man, Utah State just outright upset Purdue. Let's not take our foot off the gas the entire game at all in this game. And I could see them just going. And
I think if there's a 1 seed that loses today, it's Houston.
It's Purdue. But I think they go watch those games today. If not even those games, look at the first round. They lost. Auburn got knocked out, and Kentucky got knocked out. Why? Because they took their foot off the gas.
Kentucky never showed up in that game.
Huh?
They were. Yeah, Kentucky never got any type of separation.
The 2 late 1 seeds, Connecticut and Houston, are going to see that. They're going to come out early. They're going to dominate early. They're going to dominate late, and they're both going to cover big spreads. But I think Houston scores at least 34 points in the first half. I took their team total over there.
Fair.
And we'll go and jump into the last game, Nick.
Yeah, and we'll have some favorites today, but then here will be your parlay killer. The Yale Bulldogs are taking on the San Diego State Aztecs. We have the Aztecs as 5.5 point favorites in this game, with a total of 129 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history where it opened up at a 6.5, down to a 6. down to a 5.5. We saw 5 pop up too, but there's been some buyback at the 5, and it went back up to a 5.5. Line opened up at a 128.5. It's at 129 now. Such a low total in this game. 70% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the over in this game. 30,569 tickets in. 57% of the tickets and 86% of the cash are on the Aztecs in this game. The line's gone from a 6.5 to a 6 to a 5.5, and at one point was at a 5. So the books are showing absolutely no fear to this Aztec money. And this may be the game that everybody jumps on the favorite to end the night. And it is a slaughter game. And I took a shot with the Earle here, plus 5.5, plus 200 is what I got with them here. They're coming in on a 3-game winning streak, 6 of their last 7. Their only loss was as 11-point favorites against Brown. But in the Ivy League tournament, they beat Cornell and they got the revenge on Brown. And then they won
Brown
outright.
was after all the seedings were clinched, so it didn't mean nothing.
Yeah. Okay. And then they outright won as 14-point dogs against Auburn. I think they're live to win again today and maybe continue a little bit of a Cinderella run here. We saw Princeton do it last year out of the Ivy League. Yep. Why not Yale this year? Give me the Yale Bulldogs here in the spot, plus the 5.5 and plus the 200.
I mean, I've been hyping up the Yale Bulldogs all year. I said 2.5, 3 months ago that they were going to win the Ivy League. And here they are. My only regret was fading them in the first round, which I was a lot higher on Auburn. So it is what it is. I'm not mad that I faded them. But I was kicking myself after the game because I like this Yale team. And one thing what you're going to get, Nick, with Ivy League schools is discipline. They make free throws. They take high percentage shots. They're not going to make stupid plays. They're very methodical players. The entire Ivy League. Not to mention their coaches are freaking geniuses because they also most of the time went to their alma mater. So the Ivy Leagues are smart. So we do see that.
Really?
We see disciplined Ivy League teams. And when it comes to it, that at least gets me the cover tonight. Give me Yale plus 5.5.
I like it.
Houston to win both halves boosted from plus 115 to 127. I don't hate that.
I think I took a small shot at that with Marquette to win both halves.
Did you say Houston could lose today?
I think if there's a 1 seed that loses, today, it's Houston.
Anybody could lose. But I don't. If there's a 1 seed that loses, I see it Purdue. But that's just me. That is all the plays for today. Keep in mind there's other NIT, CBI, all that other stuff up on the site. So if you guys are interested in that, it's all up there. If you guys, we'll quick recap and do all that good stuff before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All those linked down below. Should be a fun card today. I'll do a quick recap for all this stuff. College baseball. We didn't talk about it during the show, which is fine. We don't talk about college baseball during the show. Here's my 8 plays for college baseball today. Texas State versus James Madison. NC State to complete the sweep against Duke. Georgia to complete the sweep against Bama. Clemson to complete the sweep against Florida State. South Carolina to complete the sweep versus Vandy. East Carolina to win. LSU to take the series. And Ole Miss to take the series against Tennessee. So those are the 8 plays there. In terms of my player props for hockey tonight, Josh Morrissey, an assist. Casey Middlestad, a point. Seth Jarvis, a point. Travis Konechny, a point. Jamie Benn, a point. Kucherov, 2 points. Bjorkstrand, point. And Thompson, point. And then for college basketball today, yes, I bet all the games. Colorado, Utah State, James Madison, Clemson, the over in Bama, Connecticut, Houston team total over, and Yale.
Yeah. In the NHL, let me get up the bet stamp for today. In the NHL, I got the Houston Oilers. Woof. All right. Edmonton Oilers, first period puck line, full game
Oilers?
-1. Yeah, because we were just talking about the Houston Cougars. First period puck line, full game -1. The full game -1, -129. Dallas team total over 3.5, -130. Full game over 6, -130. Ducks first period +150. Also for that Dallas Stars game, looked a live bet the second period over. And then closing out the card with the Flames at -102. In college basketball, Purdue -11, Duke -7, Clemson +4.5, +170, Connecticut -13.5, Yale to wrap up the night +5.5 and +200.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Yale is out. You guys are crazy. I didn't say
You misheard
he
me.
was losing.
I did not say Houston's going to lose. I said if there was a 1 seed to lose today, it's Houston.
But all of them are most likely going to win.
All of them are most likely going to win. I'm
Then
saying
Bama
if
game
there
under.
is one, it would be.
Bama
Bama
game
game.
under. No, I do not like the Bama game under. That is everything for today's card. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition. We'll be back on NBA tomorrow. No college basketball for a couple of days. So, and then we'll do it again next weekend where Sweet 16, Elite 8 will just be college basketball. I won't be jumping into NBA. But
Yep.
That is everything for today. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.